So after checking out the clips in DaVinci Resolve, I have to say that the audio coming from this is really good, especially when you consider a $65 price point. There's a nice low end to it, especially when you get close, you get that broadcast sound. And when you're at 6 inches to 8 inches away from it, you still get a decent sound from it, being that it is cardioid. And it just sounds good. I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, hello world, welcome to Raccoon Point Studios. I'm Sean Bombs, and today we're taking a look at a microphone from a company called Comica. It is a wireless microphone, but it's not a lav microphone. It is a cardioid condenser microphone with RGB lighting. So they reached out, asked if I wanted to review this thing, and I was like, why would I need a microphone with lights? That's wireless, that's USB-C capable, that can hook up to my phone, it can hook up to my laptop. And I said, hell yeah, I want to try that. So Comica did reach out and asked if I wanted to review this, but they're not paying me to say anything. They did, however, provide me with the microphone to test. So that being said, I'm going to open this box and see what happens with it. One cool thing I saw on the back, it has one key denoise. And if you can hear my mini split in the control room, pretty loud. Right now I have it turned up a fair amount because it's humid outside, everything's on in here, and it gets hot quick. Usually I'll use a little bit of denoiser in post, whether it's isotope, sometimes it's DaVinci Resolve's built-in denoise, but I find that with an overhead microphone using DaVinci Resolve's denoise, you can lose a lot of words. It can like do some weird stuff that I don't like, but when it's like a good strong signal, it's great. We're gonna check this out though and see what's in the box. Stuff. So let's see. It's fairly light, and I'm trying to be real delicate because I have no idea, but it is plastic. And then this is actually where they store the USB-C dongle right here for when you're not using it, I guess. And then it's just this stand. Is that it? Oh, here we go. I always turn anything but the microphone. Okay, I don't turn the microphone, I turn this. So now that I read the manual, what you do is you press this button here for a few seconds and then the microphone turns on. This button is also for denoise, so you just tap it, boom, you'll have less noise. If you're monitoring though, I found that there is some latency, so it takes, it's processing. So it's going to make but you're probably not going to do that once you check your levels and everything. This is for your light show. And then your mic gain is here, and then the USB-C is to power this thing. It's also for charging, so you can use it without, you know what I mean, if you just charge it whenever you're not using it, and then when you use it, boom, you can unplug it and put it wherever, or you can just leave it plugged in all the time. This is for muting, and it's just a touch. It's not a press. When I first saw that, I was like, well, you're gonna have noise handling, but we'll see what happens when I touch it. So what I'm going to do is connect it to my phone. So I'm gonna power it up and hold that, and you see, oop, I hear it, and now you see that it's powered up. We're going to connect this to my phone. So I have the Blackmagic app hooked up, and as you can see, the audio source is Comica, the output is Comica. All right, so I am recording from my phone right now into the Blackmagic app, and I'm using the Comica microphone, and I am going to tap this to see if the mute does anything without noise. There you go. So I was holding it too long. So ba 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 la 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 la. Hey, that's pretty cool. Ah, all right. So the only other thing is to know if there'll be any latency between me talking and the audio in this thing. Now, I want to see something else. And I didn't even have to pair it. It just paired automatically. So that's cool. Now we're going to try the denoising. Okay. Hello? Hey, there we go. So now I am using it with the denoise on. So it's supposed to get rid of the background shh in the background. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Don't know how it will be if there's like a busy bunch of people running through the house with dogs and stuff like that, like my house is, kids and everything. But as far as the fan noise in here, let's see how that sounds. I have no idea what this is going to be like. I'm going to switch over now to my iPhone's camera and see how that handles this. Now, with this, I have no way of knowing if it's actually working. Okay? I have no way. I have no way of knowing. So we're gonna find out together. Okay? Hey, let's find out if this is actually working. The best way to do that is to hello, 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 hello. So I really like that denoising thing. As far as for what I'm hearing right now, it sounds pretty damn good. But once I listen back and I'm not actually talking, then I'll actually know. I'm hearing like tiny little pops. I don't know if that's my monitoring from this thing or if that's actually going to be in the audio. We will find out. So we'll see. We shall see. All right. One cool thing. This is cool. The little dongle actually is an interface both ways. So you're hearing your microphone, but when I played back from my phone, I was hearing it through the headphones that were coming through the microphone's port here for the headphones, which is rad because usually you would have to unhook everything, listen to it, and blah, blah, blah. Can I hear it? You know what I mean? How's it sound? Or hook my headphone. You know what I mean? You're doing all these switching. You're switching it up constantly, trying to monitor, go back and forth with anything like this. So the fact that I can play back and have it monitor it and just double check everything before I go live or something like that is amazing. That's really quick. I probably can gain this up a little bit, and I did hear little clips. Again, I don't know if that's just the going back and forth or if that's going to be embedded in my actual video. I'm going to be putting this up for me to actually listen to in a second in DaVinci Resolve, and we'll talk about it then. But let's try this gained up a little bit more. And I'm going to use the Apple camera app. Apple camera app. Okay, and I'm going to gain it up. Gain it up. Gain it up. Hey. 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 That might be too hot. Let me see something. Try that again. So when the gain is up a little bit more, yeah, you're gonna get more of that fan noise in there, and maybe even self noise from the microphone itself. But you probably don't need it that loud. So let me try this. Mute again. Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, man. Now I can hey, I gotta mute this so I can talk some And then I can come back and be like, yes, sir, it was very nice of you to show up with flowers for my wife. I don't know what I'm saying. But, yeah, so I'm talking pretty far away. Usually you would want to be a little closer. Maybe you would, yeah. Let's see. Right, I've been talking too far away. So I guess if we're being honest here. There we go. Hi, how do I look under, you see under my face? So this is probably where you want to live when you're talking to people over the interwebs. You know what I mean? So this is going to be the strongest. And then if you get closer, there is a good proximity. This is a cardioid. It's not omni. So the closer you get, the bassier. But this right here probably would be your strongest, equal placement between too much and too less. Back here, it still actually works really well. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ha 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 ha. And then you can get your broadcast sound right here. Hey man, I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round, bruh. Yeah, man. I'm going to dump this all into DaVinci Resolve now and see what happens. So after checking out the clips in DaVinci Resolve, I have to say that the audio coming from this is really good, especially when you consider a $65 price point. There's a nice low end to it, especially when you get close, you get that broadcast sound. And when you're at 6 inches to 8 inches away from it, you still get a decent sound from it, being that it is cardioid. Yeah, it just sounds good. One thing to note is the noise reduction is going to be dependent on your space. So if you have a lot of noise in the background, it's probably going to, do a decent job, but you still want to have somewhat of a quiet background as much as possible when using it. And the other thing is there is some self noise that I'm noticing with this microphone. Now, I don't know if that's because it's wireless and that's part of it. I don't know if it's the microphone and the electronics inside, but that's one thing to note. But I don't think it makes or breaks this microphone. It's still going to sound better than using your phone's microphone or your computer's microphone. Another cool thing is the fact that it's basically an audio interface. Now, it doesn't have all the things that an audio interface does, but you're able to play back from your phone and hear it through the microphone. So if that's all you're using, boom, you don't have to have it, one thing hooked up to, have a dongle off of your phone and have all the stuff set up so you can do this. You can basically use your phone, use the mic, and you'll be able to hear what you're doing. And then when you want to test it or whatever, playback, you're going to be able to hear it straight from the microphone. The light is cool. Right now I have it set to respond to when I talk, and then you can turn the light off. See? So the light's off. If you don't want that on, boom, then it's just a regular old microphone, and you can have it, not as flashy or whatever. And then it does have different settings, so you can have it just kind of do this whole thing where it just changes colors. And then this is more of a collage of colors at the same time. And then I like how it responds to the talk. The mute. The mute. I said that as if, well, I'm recording here, so you'll know. But anyway, when you mute it, the light goes out, and then there's another red light right in front that lets you know that you're not having any sound. And the noise reduction works, but you will hear some self noise from the microphone still. I did notice that. I don't think that's going to stop anybody from listening to you talk. I don't really think that most people are going to hear that unless they're audio engineers and they are listening on high-end speakers or whatnot. I listen to plenty of people on YouTube or podcasts that there's little white noise in their audio, and that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Unless you're in a completely dead room with not a lot of other electronics around you, you know, you're not going to get away from some of that kind of self noise. You know what I mean? Unless you're using like a super high end microphone. So, but even then, it all depends. You know, I will say that you're using a wireless system, so like in those certain parts of the video where there's little clips in there, I have to think that it's not the microphone clipping, it's all the other stuff I have in the studio that can interfere with that wireless signal. So that happens with all sorts of stuff. The highest of high-end equipment, if it's wireless, you can get that interference, and even wired interference you can get. You know, it just happens. So, you know, and you have a phone near something, like this happens in the studio all the time. The phone's too close to something, somebody has it on their amplifier, you're picking stuff up. So it's just the nature of the beast. So it's something to keep in mind. I don't have any complaints other than the plastic build, but I mean, for $65, I wouldn't expect it to be, you know, the most, you know, toughest material either. If you got anything out of this video, hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.